China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), established by President Xi Jinping in 2013, is one of the most massive infrastructure projects in modern history. Its goal is to relaunch the ancient Silk Road trade routes and improve the connection between Asia, Europe, and Africa. While once highlighted as a game-changer for global trade and growth, the BRI has come under growing scrutiny and criticism in recent years. This video will look at the challenges and problems surrounding the BRI, including its effects on member countries, financial viability, and broader geopolitical consequences. The origins and objectives of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) is one of China's most ambitious and broad projects in modern history to revitalize ancient trade routes and promote cross-continental economic cooperation. The BRI, which was officially announced by President Xi Jinping in 2013, is made up of two major components: the Silk Road Economic Belt, which focuses on overland routes connecting China to Europe via Central Asia, and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, which focuses on maritime routes connecting China to Southeast Asia, South Asia, Africa, and Europe. At its beginnings, the BRI aims to improve regional connectivity and economic cooperation through an enormous network of infrastructure projects. These projects include the building of highways, railroads, ports, pipelines, and other types of infrastructure that will promote the movement of products, services, and capital between participating countries. By enhancing physical connectivity, the BRI hopes to remove trade barriers, lower transportation costs, and promote economic growth in participating nations. One of the BRI's primary goals is to promote trade and investment between China and the countries along its routes. By improving connectivity and reducing logistical barriers, the plan hopes to open up new markets for Chinese goods and services while also attracting foreign investment in infrastructure projects and other areas. This is projected to benefit both China and the participating countries by boosting economic growth and offering fresh opportunities for business and development. Another key goal of the BRI is to encourage cultural exchange and people-to-people connections between countries along the routes. The BRI desires to promote mutual understanding and collaboration among different cultures and civilizations through cultural exchanges, educational programs, and tourism projects. This cultural part of the BRI is viewed as a means of strengthening diplomatic ties while also promoting regional peace and stability. Successes and criticisms of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) has undeniably resulted in major infrastructural development in many nations along its routes, boosting connectivity and economic growth. However, opponents have expressed valid concerns about its environmental and social consequences. One of the most common charges leveled against the BRI is its environmental footprint. Many of the initiative's infrastructure projects, including roads, trains, and dams, have resulted in habitat loss, deforestation, and increased pollution. These activities hurt local ecosystems, biodiversity, air quality, and water quality. Critics believe that the environmental costs of BRI projects outweigh the advantages, particularly when considering the project's future viability. Additionally, the BRI has been accused of encouraging corruption in participating countries. Large-scale infrastructure projects funded by the BRI sometimes have complex contracts and financing arrangements, which can lead to corruption and embezzlement. Critics maintain that the absence of transparency and accountability in these programs might lead to financial mismanagement and damage the intended economic development goals. Another key complaint expressed by the BRI is that it has the potential to increase member countries' debt loads. Chinese banks and financial institutions frequently fund BRI projects, and several nations have struggled to repay these loans. This has raised concerns about debt sustainability and the risk of countries being forced to hand over key assets to China to repay their loans. Financial challenges and debt diplomacy. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) has received significant opposition for its use of debt diplomacy, a technique in which China gives loans to poor countries for infrastructure projects that they may find difficult to repay. Critics believe that this method has trapped many countries in debt, giving China influence over them by taking vital assets in lieu of repayment. One of the main challenges of debt diplomacy is the sustainability of the debt load on participating countries. Many infrastructure projects supported by Chinese loans are vast and expensive, causing these countries' debt levels to skyrocket. This can lead to countries becoming locked in a debt cycle, unable to repay their loans, and needing to borrow more to meet their financial responsibilities. Critics have also expressed concerns about China's lending procedures, which lack transparency and accountability. Unlike conventional financiers such as multilateral development banks, China's loans sometimes have few limitations and little control, raising worries about the loan terms and their long-term effects on the borrowing countries. Critics claim that the lack of transparency makes it harder for countries to understand the exact costs and dangers of the efforts they are undertaking. The practice of debt diplomacy has additionally raised questions about China's goals and the geopolitical implications of its policies. Some critics claim that China uses its economic power to spread its influence and capture critical assets in other nations. By seizing control of important infrastructure such as ports or railways, China may potentially wield immense authority over these countries' economic and political affairs, raising concerns about democracy and independence. Geopolitical implications of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) has important geopolitical effects, with certain countries concerned about China's rising global influence and goals. Some see the BRI as a strategic weapon for China to increase its global standing and soft power in Asia, Europe, and Africa. China aims to improve its diplomatic ties and position as a global leader by investing in infrastructure projects and forming commercial collaborations with participating countries. Some see the BRI as a method for China to export excess capacity while also boosting the economy. China's economy has expanded rapidly over the last few decades, resulting in overcapacity in numerous industries. China can help alleviate excess capacity by investing in infrastructure projects abroad, while simultaneously boosting economic growth in partner countries. However, the BRI has increased geopolitical tensions, particularly with the United States and its allies. Some Western countries see the BRI as a threat to the current international order, which has been controlled by Western powers since the end of World War II. They are concerned that China's expanding influence through the BRI will harm their own interests and tilt the balance of power in favor of China. In spite of these concerns, the United States and its allies tried to counter China's influence in a variety of ways, including increasing investment in their infrastructure projects and strengthening partnerships with other countries in the region. This has resulted in a geopolitical battle between China and the United States called the New Cold War, as both attempt to expand their influence and secure their interests in the region. In general, the Belt and Road Initiative has serious geopolitical ramifications, raising concerns about China's objectives and its influence on the existing international order. As the BRI evolves, all countries concerned must carefully evaluate its effects and collaborate to ensure that it contributes to global peace and prosperity. As a result, China's Belt and Road Initiative is complicated and different, with both positive and adverse effects. While it has resulted in enormous infrastructure development in many nations, there are concerns about environmental degradation, debt sustainability, and China's geopolitical objectives. As the BRI evolves, it is critical that all parties thoroughly evaluate its implications and collaborate to overcome its challenges. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this.